what I want to talk to you about today is how you can book cheap flights, because this is going to be key. If you want to go to a lot of places, it can take a lot of money. So you want to save where you can. And I have a few easy tricks that I wanted to share with you so you can find cheap flights too. Hi guys, it's Anissa from Two Traveling Texans, and I know you guys love to travel just as much as I do. You want to go to some amazing destinations like where I am today, London, England, and maybe a few other places around the world. Let's see, I have a long bucket list. I want to go to Vietnam, I want to go to Iceland. Don't even get me started, I can go on and on. So the most common way to find cheap flights is using the internet. Now there's a lot of different websites that you can go to, and I'll put a list of a bunch of them down below, but my favorite is Google Flights. There's also Momondo, Kiwi.com, Kayak, Skyscanner. Anyways, the list goes on. But the one thing you have to remember when you are searching the internet for cheap flights is you have to be flexible. You want to, be willing to go to a different airport. For example, don't just look at JFK, look at Newark as well when you're flying to New York City. Also be flexible with the times. I mean, maybe if you take a 5 a.m. flight, I know it could be a pain. I'm a morning person, luckily, but if you get up a little bit earlier, sometimes it can save you a lot of money. Be flexible about the dates. Sometimes just leaving a day earlier or a day later can save you a lot on the flights. You want to make sure you're searching using an incognito browser, and that means that Google won't know who's searching it, so they don't know your search history. Because when these websites know your search history, they know what flights you're interested in, and they're going to start increasing those flights because they know you really want to go to those places. Now, the one problem with this method is that it does take time, but sometimes you can find a good deal and then it's really rewarding. Another way to find cheap flights is airfares. Now, I've never been lucky enough to book one of these, but there are some cases where the airline makes a mistake. So you gotta be on the lookout, because as soon as these airfares are announced, you gotta book it. It's gonna be gone within minutes. You also have to be lucky, because a lot of the times it's not the big cities. It could be any random city. And of course, the dates are going to be specific, so it's kind of like you got to hit the jackpot. But if you do, you are going to win big. The one thing you have to be careful about is sometimes these airlines, they'll realize their mistake and then they will cancel the airfare. And if you've booked other, non-refundable accommodations or something like that, you could be out the money. So that's the one thing you have to watch out for. There's a Twitter account that I follow that alerts me to these airfares, so I'll go ahead and mention that in the description below. If you've ever found any airfares, I definitely want to hear about it in the comments. So another way that you can save money on airplane tickets is by using frequent flyer miles. Now this gets a little bit complicated, and I could actually make a whole video of the tricks of how you make the most of your frequent flyer points. But the one thing you have to remember is it's not just points that you get from flying. You can get a lot of points from credit cards. Now be careful, because I'm not saying that you want to build up debt just to get frequent flyer miles. This needs to be within your budget, and really it should be things that you would be buying anyways. Put them on the card that gets the miles, and then you get those frequent flyer points, which you can redeem for travel. It's not just credit cards and flights that can give you frequent flyer miles. There's a lot of other programs too. You can sign up to get points for eating out. You can sign up to get points for buying flowers, for going shopping. But the thing about frequent flyer miles and really all these other tips is they do take time. So I have another tip for you that is actually easier than all the other tips I've talked about before. I want you to consider joining the Dollar Flight Club. You can choose what your departure airports are, so they send you flights that are relevant to you. And on average, they save you $500 per flight. Now, there is a free version, but I think it's worth it to pay the money to join and become an annual member. It only costs $40. So if you buy one flight for them, you've made more than 10 times the cost of the annual membership. And you're going to be so inspired by some of the places that they find deals to that you're definitely going to want to buy more than one flight. And then you save more money the more flights that you buy. I want to hear about your best tips for saving money on flights in the comments below. Hopefully you learned a few things in my video about saving money too. I'll have more information about the Dollar Flight Club on my website, twotravelingtexans.com. So check it out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.